The two words you need to pay attention to in VA mail: may versus need. If VA sends you something that says we may need more information from you, then that means it's not required. It's not telling you you have to send anything. It's just saying, hey, do you have anything else to send? Those we may need more information from you letters are also called 5103 notices, and they are like 28 pages long. It is crazy the amount of pages they put in there. But the very last page of that notice is a form where you can check the box that says, nope, I've already given you everything. You can go ahead with my claim. You sign and date it, you turn it back into them, and off you go. Your claim keeps going. You can also do this online, lots easier than that, and just check the box that says, hey, move along. I'm good. I'm not sending you anything else. So if it says we may need more information, that's your choice, whether you're going to send more or not. If we need more information from you, they need more information from you. Often it will be if you've put in a PTSD claim, then they're going to need more detail about what happened, what was the event or events that caused the PTSD, and you're going to need to give them as much detail as possible so they can corroborate those stressors. Okay? So in that case, we need more information from you. And if, in the case of this example, if the PTSD stressor, there's a form for that, of course. VA has a form for everything. So they're going to include that form as well as instructions on where to send it, what to put in it, all of that. Okay, so may versus need. Third thing is if VA sends you either a proposal to reduce service-connected injury, a proposal to sever a service-connected condition, or some sort of debt notice, collection notice. Okay, any of those, you need to act on those pronto. Right now. Send in a statement saying you disagree and you request a hearing. You can put that on a 4138. That's VA's personal statement form. Again, we have a personal form for everything. Put that on the personal statement form, request a hearing. That will halt all proceedings until you have that hearing. So that means if they were going to sever or reduce, that can't happen until after the hearing. If they were going to send some sort of collection or recoup some sort of payment, that can't happen until the hearing. Okay? So you send in that 4138, halt everything until the hearing. And then while you're waiting on the hearing, because it might be 3 months or more, you collect evidence. If they're proposing to reduce, you collect evidence that your condition has not gotten better. It might have even gotten worse. Odds are, if you're getting treated not at the VA doesn't see those records, VA thinks you're not getting treated, therefore you must be all better. Okay, so you collect evidence that is not true. They're proposing to sever service connection. You collect evidence that it does indeed need to be service connected. And if they're proposing some sort of debt that you need to repay, then you can provide them proof that you don't owe that debt, or that collecting that debt would be against your best interest. So if you could send in some financial information that says, I can't afford to pay that back, they might set up a payment plan for you. They might forgive that debt. There's all manner of options for you, but you have to let them know so that you can have a hearing on that, because otherwise they will just collect that money. We use an example from one of my clients on this proposed debt collection. So my client, prior to being represented by me, had gotten married and then filed for dependents because his new wife had children, and so they became his stepchildren. So he did everything right, put in all the correct paperwork, filed it at the correct time. He did nothing wrong. VA, when they inputted everything, they got the dates mixed up. And so they accidentally put his dependents, the two stepchildren, they accidentally made that effective date 6 months prior to his marriage to their mother. So that was wrong, right? They shouldn't have been his dependents until the marriage. It was a clerical error. He didn't know it was an error. He wasn't double checking that, right? So VA then finds that error years later. And this is during the time recently when he's represented by me. So VA sends out, hey, you know what? We just figured out that we didn't make that effective date correct. And so we're going to go ahead and correct that effective date, and you owe us like $1,500, something like that. So if you don't let us know, we're just going to go ahead and take that in your next benefit payment. We're just going to take that out. So thankfully, he's represented by me. I see that we make a, like right away, put in a 4138, put in that statement form and say, hey, listen, veteran didn't do anything wrong. There was no fraud involved. He did everything right. You accidentally paid him more. He didn't realize it. And so it would be unconscionable. It would be not right to collect money from this veteran when he did nothing wrong. So we put that in. It was like a year ago. It was a long time ago. We just, they send in that proposal to collect money. We send in the 4138 within weeks, if not days, and say, we do not agree with this. Here's why. Let's talk about it. We finally got a decision on that last week after, like I said, about a year. We got a decision on that where they said, okay, you know what? You're right. We'll still correct the effective date, but you don't owe us anything because that was our mistake. Yay! So that is the power of responding efficiently and directly to any kind of debt collection notice or you owe us money. Make sure you respond super quick. All right? Okay. Have a great day, y'all.